What are you doing, man? Fuckers running red lights and shit. Well, that was a good start. What's up, YouTube? Everybody out there watching this, I'd like to officially welcome y'all to my very first moto vlog. If this is your first time watching, do me a favor and slide that finger on down to that subscribe button for me. So I guess, let's do it. Roll the intro.
I fell asleep beneath the flowers. For a couple of hours. On a beautiful day. Daydream. I dream of you amid the flowers. For a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
As I spy from behind my giant robot's eyes, I keep him happy cause I might fall out if he cries. Scared of heights, so I might pass out if he flies.
What's up, everybody? It's Moto Vlog numero uno. I don't really have no specific topics or nothing today. I'm just gonna BS around. Had some nice weather this morning, so I'm getting some seat time in, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Tractor Man? So I guess this video will just be kind of my introduction of myself for y'all. Let's see what we can talk about. I've been riding motorcycles for the past 15 years, on and off. I had a couple years in between that I didn't have a bike, but anytime I had the opportunity to ride, I ride, man. I love it. Motorcycles are my passion. Pretty much any free time I get is spent right here. There's nothing better in the world. I don't give a shit what kind of drugs you into. And I've done a few of them. It does not compare. Plus the fact, man, I go home at the end of the day, not be messed up on some shit and hungover or lacking money. Well, I can't say that because I spent a ton of money on my motorcycles. So I decided to dip my toes in this little moto vlogging swimming pool. I actually just discovered it a few months back. Well, it was earlier this year, I guess. Just happened to come across, I think, Chase on Two Wheels. I'm sure a lot of y'all, if you watch moto vlogs, of course, yeah, if you watch moto vlogs, you know who that is. I think I was just looking up a review for something and I came across him. Hey man, I didn't even know, you know, I know people like strap GoPros to their heads and went around and filmed and found cool shit to look at, but moto vlogging is, you know, kind of its own thing. And man, I just got kind of hooked on watching all these guys, man. And so I figure as much as I talk to myself, I might as well talk to somebody else. Look at that view right there, man. I don't know if a camera can pick it up right as good as I can see it, but I'm in East Tennessee. That's where I was born and raised, man. And mountains like that, man, you can't see that shit everywhere. From being like down in Florida riding to going to bike weeks down there and stuff, man. And it's just flat and nothing. I mean, I guess riding anywhere is better than riding nowhere, but man, how do you have fun if you got nothing but straight flat roads? I went to bike week down there last year in March, I think. And man, I mean, it was cool, man. You get to go out and see all the bike shows and the bikini girls and concerts every night. You know, you drink and party and you have fun, but man, as far as riding, man, it's almost pointless to even take a motorcycle down there, man, because everywhere you go, you're going 2 miles an hour, bumper to bumper. You know, you might go 20 feet and then stop, 20 more feet and then stop. And man, when you're in Florida and it's 100-something degrees outside, man, it kind of takes the fun out of riding. But anyway, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot different, you know, when there's not thousands of bikers down there all at one time. But man, you can't, I mean, in my opinion, you can't beat these country ass curvy back roads up in the mountains. No traffic hardly ever. And the views, man, are amazing. I mean, this little ride I'm going on right now, it's some nice little roads, but this ain't really even nothing compared to some of the stuff you can ride around here. Anybody from Tennessee, man, knows. I mean, I know a lot of people around the country know about the drag, and it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from where I live. And man, that road's like nationwide known, you know. It's one of the most famous motorcycle roads in the country. Blue Ridge Parkway, I mean, all that stuff's out here. Anyway, yeah, so it's nice. That's my point, I guess. Now that I rambled on about how nice my state is. So I don't care about y'all's state. No, I'm just playing. So yeah, like I said, man, I've been riding for a long time. I started riding when I was 18. I had never sat on a motorcycle in my life. Not a dirt bike, not a scooter, nothing. And I mean, my dad used to ride, but he never had a bike when I was growing up. He rode before I was born and stuff, but I was never really around it, you know. None of my friends' parents, none of my family, nobody rode, and man, I just got this itch all of a sudden. I knew I wanted a bike, and I was 18, man. I was working a factory job. I was making real good money for how old I was, actually. Had good credit. And so, man, I went down to my little local dealership and bought a brand spanking new, which, in hindsight, don't buy a brand new bike. I mean, as your first bike. But we'll get to that later. I bought a brand new Ninja 500. And man, I was instantly hooked. The only thing I regret about that, man, is I wish I would have got something bigger, because, you know, you hear a lot of people say, yeah, man, if you start riding your first time, you know, get a 250 or a 500 or something. Don't get a super sport. But man, I think it all just depends on the person, because I was on that 500, and after a month, like I said, this was the first motorcycle I ever even sat on. And man, I took it up and down the driveway twice and it was gone. And after like a month, man, I was just bored with it. You know, it just didn't have what I wanted. And I went straight from a 500 to a CBR 1000 RR. And so, I mean, if you don't ride, if you want a bike, you know, you want to start riding, it's whatever you feel like you're comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess the best thing to do maybe is if you got a friend that rides, or, you know, somebody that will let you, you know, learn on their bike, so you see how comfortable you are with it and go from there. I didn't really have that opportunity, you know, it was just kind of guesswork for me, but yeah, I mean, 250s and the 500s, man, if that's your thing, they're nice bikes, man. I mean, some people, that's all they need, but not for me, man. So don't let nobody tell you that you can't have a 600 or a Super Sport as your first bike, man, because everybody's different, man. I mean, I'm not trying to say like I'm a natural born awesome rider or nothing, but I just picked it up really, really fast, man. It was like I'd been doing it for years when I first started, and man, it's probably like that for some people, and some people it's probably not. So I mean, it's just all on you, what you're comfortable with, what you think you can handle. Just don't be doing nothing stupid when you first start riding. Yeah, man, I mean, yeah, don't buy a brand new bike though. I didn't wreck that bike or nothing, I mean, so it wasn't anything like that, but honestly, I think I don't really like the idea of buying something brand new anyway, cars or bikes or anything, man, because you know, like as soon as you take that bitch off the lot, the value just, resale value gone, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't pay cash for that bike, I had payments on it and stuff, but if you can, I mean, even if you want a brand new bike, like it's 2016 right now, you can get a used 2016 model all over the place, whatever. But I mean, hey, if you're rich and you got money to spend on whatever you want, more power to you, man. If I was a millionaire, dude, I'd probably buy a brand new bike every month. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, so man, I went from the 500, stepped up to the CBR 1000, man, which that's the one bike I've had that I really wish I would have kept, man, because God, I love that bike. It was a monster, though. I mean, it was first time I had that thing on the interstate, man. I was going to pass a truck. I was going like maybe 75 or 80. Man, before I got from the back of the truck to the front of the truck, I was doing like 115 and didn't even realize it. Dude, those bikes, man, crazy. I ended up getting rid of it, man, because I couldn't get on that thing without doing 120 miles an hour ever. And I got kids, you know. I just knew I was going to end up killing myself on that bike. I ended up trained it in on a cruiser, rode cruisers for a little while, had a Harley for a little while, and that's actually what I had before this one was a Harley. And man, it's just not my thing. They're nice, you know. If I had a couple bikes, one of them would probably be a cruiser. Just, you know, sometimes you want to take them long trips, and sport bikes are not cut out for that shit, especially a big dude like me. Oh God. So yeah,
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.